stream, and I'm going to start the IG. Cool. Yeah, man. Great. Mr. Amir?
Next week at 7. This coming weekend we're gonna have the
Yeah. Okay. So, what time is it in Europe right now?
Now it is 6 p.m. But we're gonna change on this coming weekend.
Right. When is that going to be?
Sunday morning at 2 a.m.
So you just let Amir and I know, please. Okay.
Yeah. Right. I've talked to our Norwegian followers. So.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So wait. Hi, Shadi. Shadi Sarafian. How are you? Shadi?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Right. So we can talk later on today or tomorrow morning if you like, or tomorrow afternoon. If you feel like it, after the academy, we can have a chat. If you wish so. Okay. Yeah, sorry. This last week, I've been having visitors, friends visiting me, so so just busy in Tulum. So Elijah, okay, see. Oh wow, everyone's here. All of our friends are here. So cool. How are you doing, Raidun? Nice to see you. Hi, Cecilia. Yeah. Nice seeing you, Cecilia. Sorry, I got your messages. I had a chance to get back with you, Cecilia. Let's see what else we got. So for those of you viewing this webinar on Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, hang in there. And we're just waiting for the rest of our participants to show up, and then we're going to get going. Hi, Elijah. How are you?
I'm cool.
Yeah, how's Tulum treating you?
Yeah, I've just been had some kind of flu, but that's okay.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So, how are you, Dwight?
Doing pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Well, welcome back.
Okay.
Cool. Hi, Maya. Kamala. Hi. What name do you go by these days? Are you going with Kamala, or you're going with Maya, or what do I call you?
Kamala Marie.
Okay, Kamala Marie. You got it. Nice seeing you. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Great. And who do we have here? Hi, Monica. Cool. So, Mr. Casey, how are you? You're not lying down in bed, are you? In your favorite position? You're sitting.
How are you?
How come you're sitting?
I'm standing right now. I'm on my phone. So.
Cool. All right. Good seeing you too. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna mute everybody. So we're gonna start in a couple of moments. It's 12:03 my time. So just hang in there. I'm waiting for the crew to show up, and then we're gonna get it going. Just be patient, be with me for a couple more minutes. Hang in there. We'll get it going very, very soon. All right, good. In the meantime, okay. All right. Thank you for your patience. Cool. We're gonna get it rolling. Hey, Hilda Hogan, how you doing? Finally you show up. We get to see you. You came out of your hiding, huh? I can't hear you. All right. Welcome to the 5D Academy of Higher Consciousness. I'm your host, Zarathustra, broadcasting live from Tulum, Mexico. Well, number one, before we start our meditation, is I'm excited to share with you that I'm having two upcoming events. We're having a 3-day online workshop, and that's going to be in the first weekend of April, and that's 3 hours a day. It's going to go on my website, zarathustra.tv, and look at the program and register. And the workshop is about the infinite wisdom. And it's about just diving in and accessing this other part of ourselves, the master, the Buddha, that accessing the wisdom which already is here. And we, down deep, we all know what's going on. Down deep, when you really look at yourself and you become quiet and you kind of get away from the blah, 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 you know what's up. You know that the truth or what you're looking for is already within yourself. You know that in the deepest level, maybe not on the surface, but in the deepest level, we know that it's here. At least by this stage where you're at in your spirituality, and you've been around, you read enough books, you've been around enough teachers, and you have access to the Library of Alexandria through your computer, so you can literally check out any teacher that is teaching any form of spirituality right now on YouTube, and get an idea of what's going on, whether you like their style of teaching or not, or it resonates with you or not. But basically, everything is pointing back into ourselves. So this wisdom is already here. So how do we access that? and continue the rest of our lives from this place, the place of the wise one. And I'm going to be helping you out in this 3-day workshop. And the dates are, I believe, hold on a second, I think it's 8th, 9th, and 10th, or 7th, 8th, and what is Friday, the first? Hilde, look at your calendar. Do you mind? Tell me. You know that because I'm using my phone here on broadcasting.
It's April 8th, 9th, and 10th.
April 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's going to be for that. Now, the second good news I have is because things have opened up and the mandates are slowly being taken away, I'm wanted to take advantage of this opportunity and have another annual retreat in Ore, Sweden. And so somehow the stars are aligned and existence smiled at us and gave us a time, which is going to be from June 6th to the 13th, which we're going to have our retreat in a location called Bustaman. It's a ski resort in the middle of Sweden, and it's a very, very lovely place. This is our 5th annual retreat that we're having it, with the exception of the 2 years of the pandemic. So we're back. I don't know if by September, October, things going to be open or not. I don't know if next year things going to be open or not. But at the moment, we have an opportunity to jump into this and go for it. So I decided to take the chance and commit myself into this retreat. And it's going to be 7 days, 7 nights in Ore. Now, another thing happened is my beloved friend, brother Barhamji, who is a celebrity Sufi musician, has agreed to join us. So he's going to be there and he's going to play his divine hypnotic music to create the space. Now, as you know, this year, I am not teaching the 5D quantum healing training. That's not what I'm going to be doing. This is an enlightenment retreat. And so I have a feeling like, okay, we put enough energy into the healing work. And now let's move on to the next level. Let's produce enlightened beings on this planet. So enough for the bodies, and let's go for the spirit. I'm not saying we're not going to be doing the 5D quantum healing anymore. And I'm not saying that spontaneously we're not going to be doing any kind of healing. It can happen. We may dedicate a day into the healing work, but I don't want to commit to it. I want this to be completely spontaneous, to create the space for you without any agenda, without you going into this place that, okay, when are we going to be doing shamanic work? When are we going to be doing this or that? I want to create this space that you enter into it with no expectations and just being available, all of us. And in this availability of creating the space, then the portal will open up, because we're all there, we're just sitting there, and we're just available. We don't have any expectations. We're available. And boom, that's where the magic happens. I want to demonstrate that to you. Some of you may have already figured this out. But what I've noticed is when I'm empty and I have no expectations, but I am available, That's where the wisdom comes in and reveals itself. Her Majesty, the Supreme, arrives and shows herself and shines her light upon us. And that's one of the ways for the instant enlightenment to happen. The cup is empty. So you have an empty cup. Excuse me. And there's nothing in it. And you're available. So we do have a number of single rooms. Most of our rooms are double. I tried my best to keep the prices as low as possible. And I'm sure when you look at my website, everything's going to be completely on my website by tomorrow. The numbers, the rooms, the program, all the information you need. And I try to keep it as inexpensive as possible so we can all participate, and so nobody can come and say, well, I can't afford this. So that's my goal. And I look forward to seeing you all, especially our Academy family, for us to get together, finally meet in person, hold hands, and dance together, and melt into the divine oneness. I think I talked about this enough. We can talk about it again and more. So hold on to your questions. We can talk about after our meditation or later on before the Academy ends. You can ask me your questions if you like. So for the moment, let's take a deep breath and hang out in here. And I want you, for a few moments, think about some of the blessings that has happened to you, some of the gifts that existence has given you in the past week. Take your mind, your attention on something, a surprise news, an event, a connection. What are you grateful for? Did anything happen to you that you are grateful for? All right, so go to that place. Bring your attention to an event that was unexpected and you're grateful for. Too much of our energy and attention during the day goes to negative stuff. Too much focused on negative. And let's bring our focus on something positive, something we're grateful for. Or simply being grateful for being alive, waking up this morning, and your body is functioning. Slowly, slowly come back. Do you hear the sound of construction in the back? No, a little bit. No. Good. So, what do you want to talk about today? What makes you excited in life?
Self-healing.
Self-realization?
Self-healing.
Self-healing. Is this Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is self-healing? Healing what? What do we heal? Can you be more specific?
I'm just talking about like the ability to heal your own body. Like say you have, for instance, I've had really bad back issues.
Very bad what?
Like, really bad.
Can you hold on a moment, please? Just one moment. I may have to close the window because I always try to avoid using air conditioning because I'm allergic to it. But now there's noise outside. Just hang in there for a moment, please. Let me see if I can. Es posible. Media hora. Posible. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. We're just doing some minor construction next door, so I asked them if they can do it after the academy. So anyway, thanks for the patience. All right, Casey, tell me. I want to hear it.
Yeah, that just kind of came out because I'm excited about it. Like, I believe we all hold the ability to heal ourselves, without the traditional mainstream medicines and, that we all know don't really truly work. They don't get down to the root cause of the problem.
Can you talk a little bit louder?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know if I'm covering the microphone or.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you better.
Okay, maybe I had my finger on the wrong spot or something. I was just saying, we all know that the mainstream medicines are not very effective. They don't, go to the root of the problem. They basically cover up everything. And I believe that we all have the ability to heal ourselves.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure how easy it is, but I know, like, for instance, in my situation, I've had really bad back issues, like low back issues.
Okay.
And sometimes to the point where I haven't even been able to walk.
Right.
So it can be, it can be a struggle. I don't know. That was just one thing that came to my mind.
Right.
We don't have to go deeply into it or anything. I just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just something that excites me that I want to get better at doing, you know.
So self-healing would make you happy.
Yeah, I mean, because health is everything, right? If you don't have health, you don't have. It doesn't matter if you're filthy rich. You're not gonna, you're not gonna enjoy life.
No, health is number one.
Right.
Physical and mental health. That's number one. So yeah, if you don't have that, then you don't really enjoy. You can't fully enjoy anything else. So I agree. Okay, cool. That's one. Anybody else? Kamala, Marie? I know you want to say something. What makes you really happy?
Oh, well, what I was thinking about in the meditation just now was today when I was singing, I was rehearsing with my guitarist, and it just made me happy to see and experience who I am, and yeah, my magic really. And so I'm these days really celebrating and myself coming into, I don't know, it's like coming home. And I think it's really funny that you asked me in the beginning what I call myself these days, and you welcoming me back. It's like I was somewhere else, and I'm really coming home. So the self-love could be a nice conversation.
Self-love.
Topic.
Beautiful. Great. Thank you. Anybody else? Don't be shy. You can talk to me. Are you hiding out? You're afraid? What makes you happy? Come on, Shadi. Sarafian. Don't look away. I'm looking at you. Come on.
It's
Get
not
into
so much
it.
what would make me happy, but what question I have is how to stay in that, not so much identifying with the character and basically talking the walk, not walking the talk. That would basically makes a lot of sense. That would make me happy if I get it. Like if you're basically and you're just like the example you used last week is, say you go somewhere, they take your job away, and then you're just like this. But there's this thing that has to happen. So the ego is going to come into play as the identity, and then the silence and stillness is there. So anyway, that would probably what would make me happy, to really be able to body it or get it, and not just talk about it.
Right. Live it.
Like all of the Rama sayings, like you read it and then you're just trying to like say, okay, I get it when I'm reading it, but then it has to, like, it can't just be read. It has to be experienced while it's in everyday life type of thing. That
Right.
appears to be.
Yeah. Thank you. Elijah, you wanted to say something?
Sorry, I was a little impulsive. I almost interrupt. I do that sometimes because I get so impulsive. I just reacted when you said talking the walk, because I think it's very beautiful when people, they like, first they talk the walk, and then when they have been walking, then they can talk about the walk because they live it. So I just reacted when you said talking the walk.
Okay. Me or Shadi?
Shadi, she said that, and then she changed it to walking the talk. But it goes hand in hand.
Okay. Cool. Anybody else? No? All right, so
I said,
go ahead. Who is this?
I'm Wing. I don't have my video on today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually breastfeeding.
Oh, okay.
But
hi, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I just had my child. And
Congratulations.
I just want to say
boy,
thank you. Yeah.
Boy, girl?
Boy, yeah. Boy.
Boy. What's his name?
Yeah, Easton.
Ethan.
Easton. Like the direction.
Oh, Eastern.
Easton.
Okay. Eastern.
Yeah. I liked how you started with something happening this week that gave you a lot of joy. And I want to say what makes me really happy, the spontaneous things that you don't plan for. And then it happens and you're just overwhelmed with how much it exceeds your expectations. So I want to say things that you don't expect, and that just brings you spontaneous joy.
Beautiful. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome back. All right. Do you ever like wake up in the morning or start your day and feeling really excited about being alive, life? Because, okay, let's check it out. Most of the time we wake up in the morning, we start our day, and something happens, or our attention goes to something is not going my way. And it bums me out because things are not going my way. And in general, as long as everything goes my way, I'm very happy. And just give me the best of everything, and I don't have any complaints. You hear what I said? As long as everything goes my way and I get the best of everything, I don't have any complaints. But how often does that happen? How often you get the best of everything and everything goes your way? So what I'm referring to actually is the mind, including mine, is never happy. It only is happy when things are going its way. Then it's happy because it's getting what it wants. But how can I tap into this other part of myself that I'm happy within without things going my way? And I'm not talking about being in denial. I'm talking about discovering a part of yourself that is needless. Discovering a part of yourself that it's deriving on its own light. Its satisfaction and happiness is not depending on the outside world, that things need to go its way for it to be happy. And that can include like self-love and self-healing and everything we talked about, and also adapting an attitude, reprogramming ourselves in a way of shifting your attention on either the negative of what is happening in the world, constant negativity in the world, shifting your attention, or bringing your attention for maybe half an hour 15 minutes in the day on something good is happening or something good you accomplished yourself, whatever that was. You made a very nice avocado sandwich, something very simple. Or you reached out to a friend of yours and you had a nice conversation and you gave him love. Could that be enough for you in one day? Because if you self-observe and look at yourself, you will see like a lot of the time and the energy that we have during the day goes on things that are not right. Why is my friend not contacting me? Why nobody is reaching out to me? Now I lost all my money and nobody cares for me anymore. Or why there's construction or there's noise or there's pollution and the war in Ukraine and the pandemic, and my back is hurting all the time, and the government is screwed up, and my ex is not paying his child alimony, and I don't get the man or the woman that I deserve. Pay attention and you will see where your mind goes to. And it goes and picks on these negative stuff all the time. And it spoils things up. It poisons the day. But if you stop every once in a while and bring your attention on something positive, and basically, I'm not talking about positive thinking, okay? Because that's a positive thinking, positive visualization. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but when you just want to do this positive thinking all the time, and what you're doing, you're denying also the reality of life. Because life is not always positive. I mean, in a form of positive, negative. It's got both polarities of it. So in this way of positive thinking, it becomes robotic. And we don't want to become a robot. Okay, so from the negative, I'm going to positive. But it's the same shit. Inside, nothing has changed. What I'm pointing out to, what I'm trying to relay is if you pause life and you stop, okay, and you view yourself, there is many positive things, many talents, intelligence, stuff that you have within your makeup that is very unique to you as let's say an individual within the collective that you have. But what we've been programmed is we overlook these things and we go and nitpicking on, I'm getting old, or I'm getting wrinkled on my face, and nobody loves me, or I don't have the right body, and I'm not hot anymore, or I'm broke, or we go pick these things up, and then our focus goes on this stuff. And then it starts to perpetuate and it starts to feed off of its own energy and it becomes bigger and bigger. So if you pause every once in a while during the day and reflect and look within yourself, there is something great about you that you can discover. And I'm not talking about ego tripping. I'm not talking about becoming narcissist. Because that's, again, it's a polarity of positive thinking, negative thinking. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about going beyond that in a recognition of a quality that you have and begin to build around it, of recognizing that. Because what our mind does is we're beating ourselves up all the time, constantly. Because, for example, as far as I know, the countries I lived in, let's say in the US, we don't have a department of ugliness. I mean, we have the Department of Water, Department of, the Foreign Ministry. We have the Department of War, in terms of self-defense, agriculture, blah, blah, blah. But we don't have a Department of Ugliness. So that means nobody sends you an email or a mail every day when you wake up in the morning and you check your, in the past you would go to the post box and you would pick up your mail, and now you check your email. Nobody sends you an email every day telling you how ugly you are, how stupid you are, how fat you are, or how skinny you are, or how old you are, or how broke you are. Nobody is sending you a letter like that. You're the only one who is telling yourself these kind of things. And then it starts feeding off of itself. So if you recognize that this is a part of the observation, this is a part of self-realization, this is a part of a recognition of a pattern, a dark pattern that has been operating in your psyche ever since the ever since. You can blame your parents or blame your teachers or guardians on this story. We can all do that. Or we can even drop that story and recognize it for a moment. That, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm hearing this thought in my mind that I'm old, I'm ugly, I'm I'm broke, or I'm whatever, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not good enough. You can recognize that. A moment that your mind is going there, and stop. And just take a moment and now go to your qualities. Discover your qualities. And it's impossible for you to come and tell me you don't have some great qualities. Because you have God in you. The very truth that you're breathing, each and every one of us is breathing. So every time you breathe in and you breathe out, regardless of your past deeds, it doesn't matter what you did in the past. If you're alive and you're breathing, then that's grace. Grace is breathing through you. Means God, Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul. There is one Supreme Soul, that one Supreme Soul blows inside each and everybody, and a part of that Supreme Soul is living this life. So the Supreme Soul is finding you worthy in the eyes of Her Majesty, Lord God, you are worthy and you're loved. That's why God is living in you. So I want you to stop and recognize that for a moment. For one moment. Stop doing whatever you're doing. And not in a robotic way. Oh, okay, I'm sitting here and I'm acknowledging the God within me. No, that's a robot, spiritual robot. We don't want that. We want fully awakened being. We want enlightened beings. We want masters at this point on this planet. Awakened beings who recognize the truth of who they are. So you stop and you recognize, you can put your hands on your heart and feel through your breathing and your presence that your very existence right now is because God is here in your body. It's in your breath. God is love. Love is here. And you are that. You are the presence. You're the presence with all the limitations of the body-mind mechanism. It's got its shortcomings and limitations because this presence appearing in the third dimension, it's appearing in a world of the opposites, and it's appearing in a world of limitations. Hence, you, as a human, you have limitations. Everybody does that. That's a part of the deal. So you can't go and nitpick on the fact you have limitations and take it personal and beat yourself because of that. And compare yourself to others, because every single unit, the body, the mind mechanism, it's got its limitations. But when you stop and you go beyond this story of you, whatever is the story, and we all have our story. Okay? We all got our story in our Teletubby. We got a nice story there. You stop and go beyond the story for one moment and check it out for yourself. This is not for you to believe what I'm saying, okay? Because those of you who've been with me, you know I'm not so much into making you believe what I say. I like to demonstrate it. And I like you to recognize it yourself. Then it's of value. It's worthless if you don't recognize it yourself. So, how do you recognize it? Just stop for a moment and check it out. Check it out. When you stop and you're not in your mind boggling, and you're here and you come to the heart, and you come to this place of accepting yourself and loving yourself because you recognize that there is God in you. So if God finds me worthy to love me and to live in me, then I can love myself and accept myself and accept my limitations. And in that moment, let's see what happens. Because you have opened the windows of your heart to the presence. And if you're patient and hang in here for a few moments, you can feel the presence of Her Majesty, the Supreme. You can feel and experience the love of God. The love that is here. And if your story creeps in, just ignore it. And you're hanging out with Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul. The ultimate love is here. And these are the moments that healing happens. These are the moments that the presence reveals itself to you. And despite how much you're suffering, how much you're struggling with whatever is going on in life, the presence, Her Majesty, Lord God, fuels your fire. It's God says, I understand, my dear, of your struggle, but I'm here with you to experience it and overcome this struggle. We understand how much pain you're going through. But it's necessarily for your growth. This is growing pain, and we get it. But we're not going to leave you out. We're not going to drop you. We're going to walk with you. So you recognize that love is here and you have access to it. Tremendous amount of power. Tremendous amount of power here. And you just shower in it. Soak it in. Let it dance around you, cleanses you, plays around you, kisses you, touches you, and let it shower through you. At least for now, today, you're cleansing, you're clearing, you're healing. For whatever time it lasts, maybe 2-3 hours from now and you're not feeling it anymore. But right now, the portal is open. And if you want to ask for something, the portal is open. This is the moment you ask for it. If it serves your highest good, then you will receive it. So I want you for a moment to repeat after me. As you're just sitting in this place, in your silence, at the presence of Her Majesty, the Supreme Lord. Because it's any time right now, at this period in our lives, this is the time for us to turn towards God. This is the time for us to awaken and walk towards God in the midst of the confusion and chaos in the world. This is the time to put the ego away, the bullshit away, our story away, our limitations, our judgment, and let God take over your being and guide you home. Right now, in this moment. And if you repeat after me, I would appreciate it. I love myself. I love myself. I love everybody. I forgive myself. I forgive everybody because I'm love. Because I'm light. Because I'm God. That's why I love myself and I forgive myself. I say yes to love. Yes to love. Yes. 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 See, the river of light is flowing through your body. It's just cleansing and clearing. and it's filling you with wisdom. The wisdom of Her Majesty. The wisdom of their Majesty taking over the human wisdom. So when you come to this place, to this state, you go beyond the limitations of the human. And you can feel something much bigger, some presence arrives and takes over. Your mind becomes quiet and you feel the love, a deep love. And sometimes you want to cry because of its greatness. And when you do this, you realize it's not really difficult. It's always here. And it's always accessible because it's coming from yourself. It's the presence that's within yourself. It's surrounding you. So you don't have to go get in a car and go to some Buddhist monastery or go to an ashram. Here, sitting on the couch in your home, you just dive within yourself and you open your heart. And the presence reveals itself to you. The love comes back. You have to understand, we're just like these little children. So we forget and we get scared. And we start running in different directions. But then the present comes and it's like using ding, 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 the little bell. Okay, it's lunchtime for children. Come back home. And we all come back. Ding, 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 ding. And it's feeding us. And it's always doing that. The power of the grace God never abandons you. Never. No matter how much it looks like you've been abandoned, or no matter how much you feel like you're going through a dark stage in your life and you hate yourself, or you get addicted to something and some addictive pattern comes out of you, whatever that is. Secretly you go do something that you find it dark, or you're damaging yourself, whatever that is. Let's say you go and eat 30 Oreo cookie before you sleep, or you're downing cough medication, or you're taking pills, or whatever you do, and you hate yourself. And you're beating yourself up over it. But know that it's not being unsupervised. Don't think God, presence, love, consciousness has abandoned you. You have to go through your experiences, human experiences, no matter how dark that is. It's a part of your karma. But always come back. Always bring your attention back here. It doesn't matter what you've done, what has happened. Don't use that as a hindrance for your transformation. Use that as a fuel to your fire. Use your dark side and what habits you got used to or whatever as a fuel to your fire of transformation. By turning the poison into medicine. Because awakening, transformation can happen in an instant. It could be spontaneously. No matter what has happened in the past. Don't carry the garbage bag. Any moment you stop and you dive back in and you reconnect with that, everything you've done in your past is irrelevant. It's gone. Because it's always fresh and it always brand news itself. So don't go into this place in your head, because I know what you're thinking about and I know where you get stuck. You go in this place and you tell yourself, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I haven't done the work, and I can't receive the grace. I know you do that because I've done it. At one point, you need to stop and put that story away and just be brand new. Just be like a baby, fresh and innocent. No memories of what you've done, and just receive. And be worthy of receiving it. Allow it to come. And then the wisdom comes in. you will know what is right, you know what is wrong. You would know it then. And as you connect more, you realize that this connection is what is leading you on the righteous path. The connection, your connection to your own divinity is what leads you to the righteous path. And what's righteous for you is not necessarily for the person next to you. So you can't even compare yourself to other people. This is your journey and your connection to the self. And you can trust it. It's a beautiful journey, my brothers and sisters. It's worth living and dying for. The journey to self-realization, the journey to awakening, the awareness. You can sacrifice everything for the awareness. You can sacrifice anything in this life for reaching the ultimate understanding and the oneness with that which is already within yourself, to recognize that. But you never sacrifice awareness for anything else. Everything else can wait, but this cannot. Because once you discover this power within yourself, once you recognize that you are who you're looking for, that which you're looking for is already here, then what happens is it gets incorporated in your daily life. Means you pause out of the madness of life and you self-reflect. You come back here and you experience the presence. I get it. And then you go back in the world and you do what is necessary to be done, whatever. If you're a mommy, you take care of your kids. If you're working, you go work. If you're a dad, I don't know, whatever you have to do, you do it. But now you have the ability to pause and reconnect to your own divinity. Even if you're a soldier in a field and you're killing other people or you're defending or whatever is your story, you pause and you reconnect with the real deal. But then you realize this is always with you. It's not an object in Tibet or in India. It's that which is you're always carrying, and it will never leave you. So the more you reconnect to it, the more it appears in your life and shows its magic. And at times it kicks your ass. And at times challenges you. I'm not saying it's all going to be peaches and roses. There's challenges to demonstrate your power, because this is your power. So when you're challenged, you have to reach deep within to the power. And what is that power? It's your faith. It's your trust in God. You demonstrate that you love God because you feel it and you trust it, that no matter what happens, you will be taken care of. Even though if you have to go jump off the cliff and walk into the fire, that trust, that love is so strong that you will do the impossible. And that's the wisdom. Because in this transition, you're giving yourself to that which is always here. You're giving yourself to the boss. You're surrendering to the boss, the big kahuna. And then you're not this little itty bitty needy human being who's always needy. Your needs are taken care of because you have God in you. Then no force, no dark evil has any power over you because you are experiencing this fire, this light inside you. And as you're going forward, it doesn't matter. There's an army of darkness. There's the pandemic, there's the war, there's the uncertainty, there's the death. You're carrying the light. And everything in front of you will bow at your feet. It will bow at the feet of the enlightened one. What is enlightenment? It's that person that realized their own divinity, that they're one and God is within them, 100%. And God is operating to them. So they're into the oneness. They have discovered their power. They finally get freed from the world of illusions, fear, worry, anxiety, uncertainty, physical death, disease. You have overcome that by recognizing who you are. This is not about teaching you some kind of training or tricks that you can manifest a BMW or get a house or find your soulmate. No, we are going beyond that. We are going beyond our human desires. We're diving into the absolute. And let mama take care of whatever needs you have. Because when you're 6 months old, 9 months old, and you're in the bosoms of your mommy takes care of everything. Daddy takes care of everything. You don't need to worry about how to be fed, how to change your clothes, how to change your diaper. They take care of everything for you. It's the same thing right now. You're still that baby. You just forgot. Go back to the innocence and see what happens for yourself. And this is what I want to share with you. This is what my master teacher gifted me, and I feel like this is a part of my dharma in this life, to share the same thing with my brothers, sisters. So you recognize who you really are and what power you possess. Anybody has any questions or any comments you'd like to share with us?
Hey, Zarathustra.
Yes, my brother.
I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. That was so heartfelt and so powerful, your message that you shared with us today. And I'm so grateful for you. And I love you so much, my brother.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend.
People ask me, like, when we're in a workshop, or when we're in Ode in Sweden, or physical workshops, wherever it is, this is the goal, is so you recognize this space that is created. When we dive into the silence, we come to this place, and all of a sudden there's this burst of love. It's not something coming from me. It's not a person giving it to you. I just open up the space, but you're really experiencing your own divinity. You're experiencing the love which is here, and it comes from your own being. This coming together into one place is amplifying this love, is to create the space in a safe environment so we can experience it. And to push aside the chatter of the mind. A lot of times, maybe on our own, we can't do it. Maybe sometimes we're not developed enough to be able to go to that place on our own. So we go to the collective. You go to the ashram, you go to satsang, you go sit with the teacher, wherever you are. And the power of the collective pushes the mind away, suppresses the mind. So the chatter is not there. And then the love appears. And in that moment when the love appears, then all kinds of things become possible. The healing, whether the physical healing emotional healing, because a lot of people, they also need emotional healing because of all the damages and all the stuff happened to them in their childhood. Or mental healing. So what we're doing is we're opening the portal. We're coming together in the name of that, and the portal opens up. So we're giving ourselves a chance for transformation. From isolation to come together to give ourselves a chance, because we have been isolated for a long time. And the pandemic was only an exhibition of isolation. We have been in isolation for thousands of years, in slavery, thousands of years of being a slave, of being deprived, of not recognizing, being lied to and conditioned about separation, about something which is not true, that we are individual entities separated from the oneness. That's a lie. It's still being continued and is still being taught right now as spirituality, that you are an individual with your own mind, capable of creating your own destiny. That's another form of slavery, keeping you a slave in this imaginary world. And it deprives you from what? From your power. Because as an individual, you're vulnerable and you have no power. But as that, you're beyond imagination. That's the prize. That's where we want to tap into. Because I don't want to be a person. I want to be God. And I'm tired of being fooled and lied to that I'm a person. That's been happening for thousands of years. And I refuse to sell that. I refuse to teach that. No matter what is the financial reward of it. That's something I refuse to do. We're not this needy individual, limited. We're that. That which is always here. That is which is beyond limitations, beyond human, beyond good and bad. And once you taste that, taste this love, the presence. This is not a love that comes and goes. This is not just being high, blissed out for 2 hours and it's gone. No, this is permanent. Once you discover it, you recognize that it's always there throughout the day, all day long. When you're awake or you're asleep, you recognize that. It's always here. And it doesn't matter what's happening to your body. Your body is sick, your body is not. Your finances are good or bad. Your partner left you or joined you. It does not matter. You have transcended beyond limitations by recognizing what's here within yourself. That's the prize. You should never settle for anything less than that. Because it's permanent and it's impossible to lose it once you discover it. Anything else, it comes and goes. All the other trainings and teachings is making you feel good for a short period of time, and then you fall back into the miserable story. So we're still a slave. We want to go beyond that. Papaji had gone beyond that. Ramana Maharshi went beyond that. Christ, Buddha, they all went beyond. And that's what we want. And we have an opportunity to do it here and now. In the modern day, the internet, the technology is giving us the opportunity. The technology is giving us a chance to get in a plane and get together. Get in a car and drive to each other. We have that opportunity. People didn't have it 100 years ago, or 200 years ago, or even 50 years ago. But now we have that opportunity. And yes, we have the modern disease and modern problems and modern distraction. I understand that. But we have a shot at it. We're coming to the end of our academy. I don't even know. We have to pick up a topic, and at this point, I don't even know the topic of the week, what to call it. But if somebody can come up with the name, let me know. I would appreciate it. So
Maybe the same name as your online retreat, because it's like kind of the same theme. Let wisdom come to you.
okay, like let wisdom come to you. Okay, thank you. That sounds good. I'll think about it. My social media pages are Zarathustra 5D. My website is zarathustra.tv. And you can contact us on our email address, which is info@zarathustra.tv. We're having two upcoming events. Is an online workshop. It's going to be on April 8th, 9th, 10th, and it's 3 hours a day. And it's called The Infinite Wisdom. So if you feel like joining me, I would love to see you, and we're going to get into everything deeper. And I'm going to share with you how you can get out of the way for the infinite wisdom to download itself into your everyday life. As well as really happy and proud to have our 5th annual 5D Quantum Awareness Retreat this coming summer in Sweden. And I'm very excited. The more excited I get, because in 2 years I get to travel to teach. Actually, I'm together and see you, all my beloved brothers, sisters. So finally, we're having an opportunity, and I don't want to take it for granted, because I don't know if we're going to be able to do it in coming fall. Who knows? They may just come and close the borders again, and maybe they come and say the pandemic, the virus mutated, and blah blah blah, and you can't travel. Who knows what's going to happen? But for now, we have an opportunity to be together, and I just want to go for it. So the information and details regarding the upcoming retreat, everything's going to be posted. If it's not right now, it will definitely be on my website as of tomorrow morning. So I haven't checked the website right now. I don't know if Amir has to post everything. Are you around, Amir? Do you hear us? Yeah, check out the website and look at it. If it's on the website completely, as far as the program and all the other informations, then wait till tomorrow and it will be posted. And we're going to be emailing it to you too. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me or to Hilde or who is helping us in Sweden. I look forward to connecting with you again. We're going to have our academy next Wednesday. Feel free to make any comments. If you want to write an email to any questions or any suggestions, I'm open to it. Sending you my love and look forward to you next week. Namaste. very much. My beautiful friends from all over the world joining me. Forward to connecting with you next week. God bless.